So as not to disturb other viewers, please keep your cell phone turned off for the duration of the film. Economics Weekly magazine's online database can be used to search for articles published in previous issues. Economics director David Sater will speak about his recently released documentary on the poverty crisis. David Sater: many graphic designers feel pressure to change their career path before they get enough exposure to their industry. Newport Automotive has an exemplary record when it comes to highway safety and collision results, so consumers trust its vehicles. Mr. Poirot will meet with Ms. Davids regarding the proposal to merge two branches of One Direct Marketing Solutions. Poirot 1. The location for the company's year-end banquet was changed because the original space was not sufficient. Due to complications along the delivery route, your package will arrive later than expected. If the fire alarm goes off, all customers and staff will need to vacate the premises as quickly as possible. The astounding breakthrough in mathematics was accomplished by an inexperienced team under the supervision of Professor Jeremiah Adams. Jeremiah, the vice president, will preside over the regular meeting on the marketing strategy for new products. A large number of technology websites rank the Komodo 7 as this year's #1 smartphone. Komodo. When we listened to the demo tape this morning, we found it very exciting. Over the past decade, Ritter Landscaping has built a solid reputation for excellence. 10. Since Mr. Park has recently been appointed as Human Resources Manager of Eleca Corporation's Boston branch, he will be given a new private office. Park P&P Associates recently announced that Jeff Stevens will be taking over as the Chief Financial Officer at the end of the year. P&P Associates Jeff Stevens. Torsten Engineering intends to recruit 3 language experts to prepare staff who are relocating to the new Shanghai factory. Torsten. Now that a direct flight between Paris and Seoul is being offered, both cities expect to see a rise in tourism. Mayhem Corporation's economical management policies have made the company one of the leading manufacturers in the country. Mayhem Carthage Nature Center is not only the most popular but also the largest reserve in the state. Carthage Veracity Shipping guarantees that any damaged packages will be dealt with promptly. Veracity. For business expenses that exceed $100, employees must get prior approval from a manager. 100. As communication technology has achieved substantial progress, SNS has become a popular advertising technique that is used extensively in the world today. The office manager attributes the rise in heating costs to the early arrival of the cold winter weather. All of the members of the design team at Freeze Global were given the afternoon off for meeting their tight deadline. Freeze Global. Please direct any inquiries pertaining to this Friday's plenary session to the company's scheduling division. With his enthusiasm and knowledge of modern buying trends, Henry Jones is a very promising new member of the product development team. Henry Jones. Of the 5 job applicants, 4 are too inexperienced, but the other has a good background in the field. 500. If some of the topics on the agenda require serious discussion, we might have to prolong the meeting. The reporter from the Santa Fe Times refused to reveal the source of this information about the corporate fraud. Santa Fe Times. Our newly launched electric car comes with an extensive 10-year guarantee. 10. Over his 20-year career, Mr. James Miller, known for moderate yet masculine designs, has created one of the premier fashion designer brands. 20. We will move the meeting up to tomorrow afternoon rather than have to fly back in next month in order to conduct the meeting. The furniture will be returned to the waiting room only when all of the wallpaper is installed. The CEO of Magmer Industries refuted claims that the company is experiencing serious financial difficulties. Ms. Salinas was about to leave her office when an intern asked her a question regarding the company policies. Salinas. In accordance with the staff survey, a number of employees claim that the annual meeting can improve their work efficiency. Ms. Guo was upset that she was mistakenly listed on the directory as a salesperson, not as the sales director. Guo. The magazine subscription will be automatically renewed after 1 year unless the publisher receives a cancellation notice in writing. 1. The use of the Okazaki chainsaw should be restricted to the methods outlined in the manual. Okazaki chainsaw. The figures in Mr. Joyce's hotel occupancy report are from June because the details from July were not ready yet. Joyce 7-6. The legal department is responsible for adding descriptive wording to the safety guidelines for every product. Our CEO will meet with the clients himself since their account is so important for the company. A panel of experts was appointed by the president to devise a strategy for combating climate change. Due to the economic downturn, Hollywood Video will be closing 8 stores within approximately 3 months. The new television show on Channel 18 stars several highly acclaimed actors. 18. Professor Grimes has won numerous awards for his research on population and unemployment trends. Grimes. The technical problem recently found in Stewart Theatre has evidently been resolved by the technical manager. Stewart, Ms. Shen reviewed the text several times before sending the translated documents to her supervisor. Shen. Mr. Jim Davis, the mayor of Redburg, is addressing the town's lack of recreational facilities at this month's public forum. Redburg Jim Davis. After a thorough investigation into the matter, authorities determined that the company did not break any laws. DuPont Flooring Incorporated has hired Nettleton marketing firm to increase the company's recognition in the overseas markets. DuPont Flooring. The overwhelming audience response after the presentation proved how persuasive Mr. Smith was in his belief in the product. Smith. Unlike Ms. Nelson, Mr. Campbell supports the new state tax laws proposed by the governor. Nelson Campbell. Due to a series of mislabeled products released last month, many customers are boycotting the previously popular internet shopping mall. The Grand Ballroom at Milstead Hotel has ample space for large-scale events such as weddings and banquets. Milstead Hotel. Although the sales agents are happy with the incentive program proposed by the manager, they still object to relocating to the new South American headquarters without previous consent. Charles Brent is one of the most versatile and prestigious writers scheduled to speak during the seminar. Charles Brent. More than 1,000 people have made advance ticket reservations for the conference, notwithstanding the surprising increase in ticket prices. 1,000. The Nokia J5 smartwatch is the most competitive model for sale in retail stores because it has more useful features than other leading models. Nokia diners often walk along the shores of Stone Lake after having a meal at the Lakeview Steakhouse. Lakeview Steakhouse Stone. The recently appointed manager, Mr. Glenn, is known for his outstanding leadership and keen insight. Glenn. Candidates for the personnel director position are required to have at least 3 years of applicable experience. 3. The film editing staff is concerned because the production crew has not finished either of the 2 scenes they have left. 2. The chairman of Olua Manufacturing indicated that he is planning to retire early next year. Given that we have suffered more losses this quarter, I see no other way out of this mess than to start making drastic cuts across the board. Residents of Prairie Heights are encouraged to shop locally for goods such as groceries and clothes. Prairie Heights. As the holiday season approaches, our store clerks will not have sufficient time to work on clerical tasks. Most of the overseas branches of Sapient Cosmetics are situated in major cities across Europe. Sapient amateur cooks will encounter a reasonable degree of difficulty with even the simplest recipes in the book. Young scientists who have plans for innovative projects often demand a large amount of financial investment from the government. Whoever is named as a new museum director will receive a significant increase in pay. Seldom did Kendrick Enterprises vice president of purchasing miss any scheduled meetings when she worked in the Cleveland office. Kendrick Enterprises Cleveland. Not only a good number of graduates but also a number of employees at large firms in their mid-30s dream of starting their own businesses. 30. According to the notice, the retirement ceremony of Ms. Ryan is expected to be held in Seoul. Ryan. Renowned market analysts say that the domestic stock market is currently depressed due to its poor economy. Mr. Young has requested that we check over the proposal for errors, no matter how trivial they may seem. Young. In spite of the severe financial crisis that has damaged the country's economic condition, Malcolm Electronics sales have consistently increased. Malcolm. The chocolate cake at Garmond Bistro is renowned for its elegant design and rich taste. Garmond Bistro. Either Mr. Washington or his wife Valerie is usually working at the counter at their restaurant. Washington Valerie. Companies sometimes vary the styles of their advertisements in order to appeal to different consumers. Putting your own favorite aside, Ms. Tisdale approved the new logo voted on by the public. Tisdale. Factual Electronics is convinced that the newly released model of the washing machine will work very smoothly through the company's exclusive automation technology. Factual. All employees will receive the day off if the renovations are not completed by Monday as scheduled. If for any reason you are not happy once your order arrives, we will happily replace the item you purchased with another or refund the price back to your credit card. Sprinter Services proudly offers same-day delivery to retail customers in all provinces. Sprinter Services. Koni Motors was awarded the prize at the 16th Union Trade Fair for the eco-friendly cars that it had been developing for over a decade. Koni Motors 1016. To get a direct answer from the CEO of Mola Corporation, Mr. Findlay, you have to contact his personal secretary at 300 to 27,500 First Mola Corporation. Upon arrival at the meeting place, the guest speakers will be provided with additional details. The security team deems it necessary to check the personal identification cards of all visitors to the Essex building. It is important that all employees properly follow procedures before entering the hazardous areas. Most employees were adequately trained in emergency procedures during our health and safety seminar last May 5th. Some travelers, namely large groups of students or tourists, should allow for extra time at the airport's check-in counter. Employees can still use the elevators even though the hallway is being remodeled. Even though Nunamax Corporation has recorded a significant drop in product sales this quarter, the CEO of the company, Ms. Riley, is still confident. Some people at the meeting were surprised by a remark made by Ms. Saginaw. Visitors to ChemSys Incorporated research facilities must report to the security desk immediately upon arrival. Without the ongoing support of the public throughout the park's construction, the project would not have been possible. Yasmin Wade's latest album has been regarded as her most creative work yet. Yasmin Wade. In compliance with the current regulations, all companies assigned representatives to oversee the annual audit.